Yes, I actually started the work for the Expo 2 years before the actual. We knew that Dubai and the UAE were going to make that bid, and the groundwork had already started in the country. I was, I saw a spark there, um, and I decided to be part of that in terms of collecting news as a journalist and providing it to leadership. And then we came to the point where we actually saw that the UAE was seriously going to make a bid. It was a very high profile, heavy duty bid where they had the big, heavy players who were going to go to Paris. It was up against many countries. But till I was the only English journalist who made that trip with the official government delegation. There were some very senior officials. And insofar as the first couple of days, we realized, oh, it's a bid, it's big, it's important, it's important. But you know, when you are up against other countries, the most important, satisfying and soul-stirring moments that arise is finally when it all boils down to the counting room, where the votes are being counted. It's like going in for an operation. You're nervous, you're kind of cautiously optimistic that everything is going to go well, and then you go under anesthesia, and then finally, for the patient and the patient's loved ones, it's that moment when he is being wheeled into the operating theatre, or she. For me, it was that kind of a situation. It all came down to, after all the presentations were over, and the UAE put in a fantastic bid presentation, and it got down to the counting of it all. And after recording everything through words and stories and everything, I was actually tweeting live on a round by round voting where countries were being eliminated and the UAE was moving on. And I was in touch with my editors back in Dubai who were saying the crowds have gathered at Burj Khalifa. They're waiting for that magic moment. But do you know if there would be a magic moment? What if we didn't get it and the crowds had gathered at Burj Khalifa? So it takes a lot of brass confidence for the people of the UAE to actually believe in the potential and capabilities of the UAE and Dubai to actually congregate at the Burj Khalifa where the fireworks were in place to record that winning bid. That is the illustration of the confidence of the people of the country and the leadership. But it all boils down to that vote. It's like shootout by penalties at the end. And then every country that got eliminated and Dubai was moving ahead, I was recording it through a tweet. Those were being retweeted. And suddenly I found myself on the cusp of something magical and memorable, which I myself didn't fathom till it was down to those last couple of votes. And then it hit home, the sheer enormity of it all. It hit home. And the celebrations that followed, the sheer hysteria, the emotions of the people, the emotion of the delegation that were in Paris at what they had actually achieved. I mean, I have no doubt that they probably did know that they would be successful. But still, you're lobbying, right? It all boils down to the votes at the end of the day. It's all about lobbying, how you lobby. It was a fantastic job. The wonderful sound bites, not just from the delegation of the UAE, but international delegation, people who hold the UAE in very high regard and had predicted success. We are now down to the last 9 months since that day. So we hope that it will be as successful as it was promised to be. But we are waiting for D-Day now, and the clock is ticking. So September and then 9 months on from that, obviously one would look back